And we're back with Dave Gervino, the DuPage County Emergency Management, our guy. In fact, we're talking about winter storm warnings, and it's really a shift.
Or storm safety.
Storm safety. It's really a shift as to what kind of happened in the summer and in the fall. Winter's a whole different kind of a bag, isn't it? Being prepared.
That's right. That's right. You know, with winter storms, of course, we have snow to worry about, blizzard-type conditions. Sure, ice, dangerous travel on the roadways. The good news is that the way you prepare for winter storms is the same way you prepare for anything when it comes to emergency preparedness, and it's following those 3 basic steps that we often talk about, which are to get a kit, make a plan, and be informed. The kit, of course, referring to an emergency supply kit where you put together with supplies for you and your family for up to 3 days. Things like bottled water and food. You know, you think back to the February blizzard in 2011, and a lot of us were snowed in, or even if we could get out, the stores were closed.
But sometimes you can't get your car out because you can't open your garage door of all the snow.
Right, right. So, you know, if you had a kit with some non-perishable food and some water, you could use that. So get a kit's the first step, and then making a plan. Plan with your family what you'll do. You know, what are you going to do if it's icy roadways out and it's not safe to travel? And then being informed. How will you be informed? You know, staying tuned to Addisine program to get updates, looking at protectdupage.org.
What about in your car? I mean, a storm could happen when you're out, so you have to take your car and go home.
Right.
Shouldn't you have something in your car in case you get stuck?
You absolutely should. You know, you should have something for traction, so maybe some kitty litter or some sand, a scrap of carpet or something that you could put under a tire in case you get stuck in the snow, a small shovel to dig yourself out a little bit in case you get to work and starts snowing and doesn't stop, and you need to dig out your tire a little bit. A blanket, charger for your cell phone, again, some granola bars, some water. Obviously, you don't want to leave that in your car if it's going to freeze, but you definitely want to have a kit in your car as well as at your house.
And probably both cars. It seems like most people have at least 2 cars.
More than one car,
so
That's right.
You know, you might do it for yourself and forget about your wife, or vice versa. Make sure she has everything, but you forget,
then
you're okay, I don't need it.
That's right. You know, a flashlight with extra batteries as well. Jumper cables. A lot of times with the extreme cold winters that we get here in the Chicago area, batteries tend to die. So make sure you check your batteries and you have jumper cables just in case you need a jump start.
Well, I think the bottom line here is be proactive.
Right.
And make your life easier. Don't get caught in this with unprepared, because it makes life pretty miserable.
That's right. You know, my grandmother used to always say the best time to fix the roof is when the sun is shining. And
yes.
Similarly with winter preparedness, don't wait till the storm's bearing down to then think.
and you're buried in the snow, and then you can't do anything about it.
Because, you know, we see here with just a slight bit of rain, you go to the grocery store, there's no eggs, there's no bread.
Yeah.
You know, so don't wait until there's a big storm bearing down on us to start getting prepared. Put stuff together now. That way, if something were to happen, you feel a little more comfortable because you know you have a plan in place.
Don't forget a can opener.
That's right. Yeah.
A manual kind in case you don't have electricity.
Exactly. Yeah. All that canned food, unless they have the little pull top, it's not going to do you any good if you can't open it. Good point. Good point.
I was looking also about batteries and how do you keep batteries fresh? You know, you keep them like, we have a basement in our house, so we have some foodstuffs down there and some batteries down there, but we also keep some in the freezer. Is that true that you could keep them in the freezer, they last longer or not? I've heard both sides to that.
Yeah, a lot of people do feel that keeping batteries cold does help them to last a little bit longer. However, others I've heard say that you shouldn't commingle it with in a fridge or freezer with food. That for whatever reason, I don't know.
Well, usually that's covered though. If you have it in a plastic baggie,
sure,
or something,
yeah,
then it won't hurt.
That's true. Now, batteries nowadays, I mean, the technology's gotten so much better. They do last longer. Most of them even have expiration dates on them, and that's an important point you bring up too. Is that, you know, it's not enough just to put together a kit. You need to review the kit's contents, you know, every 6 months or so.
Yeah, that it's up to date.
Right. Those granola bars get a little stale and hard. You know, the water gets.
We don't want you to break your teeth on them in the middle of the storm.
Exactly. So make sure you're changing your batteries and keeping things updated in your kit.
And have a plan. I think that's really critical. Some kind of a plan where the kids are supposed to meet you at some specific point or time or whatever it is, but they know they have to be there if something happens. even from coming from school, if no one's home in the house and there's a storm, where do they go?
That's right. You know, if the schools have some type of early dismissal program when severe weather is approaching, and you know you're stuck at work, well, do you have a plan in place? Is there a trusted friend or neighbor who they can watch the kids when the kids get home? If something were to happen, like we had this happened in the summer, but it could occur anytime, where cell phone service is out of cell phones are not working, like with the July 1st and 2012 storms. It was obviously a summer event, but in the winter too, we could have storms that would knock out cell service. So if you're not able to call each other, do you know where to meet? Do you have a predefined meeting place?
I think that should be in any time of the year where the children are concerned. If I'm not home, you go to neighbor so-and-so and you have that all set up ahead of time.
Right, right.
Because things happen, you know, in good weather too. You could have a car accident where you can't get home in time, you know.
Exactly. You know, emergencies and disasters are stressful enough in themselves when you don't have a plan. But at least if you have a plan in place, you can relax, take a deep breath, and realize, you know what, we've talked about this, we've planned for this. And that's another thing we try to encourage parents to do, is to talk to their kids. Some parents feel that, you know, if I bring this up to my kids, it's going to scare them and that type of thing. But really, kids are already going to be scared. It's better to talk to them about the different possibilities and reassure them that you have a plan in place.
Talk to them. That's the important thing.
Right.
Be careful and keep informed. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.